Hello, Pisces. Welcome. Take a seat and relax. There is nothing you need to do in this present moment except to relax and enjoy your reading. And to start your reading off, we have my favorite card, number 22. This is my Reese's Pieces card. I don't know if you ever watched The Office, but I absolutely love this scene. It's just two people, being themselves, being goofy, being silly, and I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was great. This is literally one of my absolute favorite scenes. Is when he goes, "Reese's Pieces," and she replies, "Reese's Pieces." Makes no sense if you haven't watched the scene, but I absolutely love it, and that's kind of the whole point of this card is. That scene couldn't have been done by any two other characters at all. The only two people in the world that could have made that scene as special as it was literally Michael and Holly. And so this is saying that same thing is going on in your life. So watch out, get excited, because there is a very special moment coming up that is made especially for you that couldn't be made by any other character except for you. So get ready, because there is something exciting happening here. One of your absolute favorite scenes from your life is what you're about to go through. So sit back, relax, and enjoy it with everything that you have, Pisces, because you deserve it. This has been a long time coming. Okay. All right, Two of Swords. So we start zooming in on the swords, on the mind, on the things, on the thoughts that you are thinking. And the way you are tackling this situation is that you think there are only two options. This or that. When there is a secret third option. To leave. And this is true for any situation. There's always three options, right? One, if it's bothering you so much, do something about it. Do something to change it. Change the situation that you are in. That is option number one. Number two, say you weren't successful in changing it. Well, option number two is, put up with it. Be okay with what's going on then if you can't change it. And stop complaining. Right? There's two options so far. There's do something about it, then change it. There is, if you can't do something about it and change it, face it for what it is. And there is a third option, and that is to leave the situation if you are not okay with it staying the way it is, with not being able to change it. So there are three options: change the situation, stick with the situation, or leave the situation. And here it looks like we only think there are two options. But there is a third one, and this third one is to leave it. He is leaving those cups behind, even though they are cups, they are emotions, they are things that have brought him a lot of joy, a lot of pain. But ultimately, as you can see here as well, there's an island back there that she isn't even facing. So I would suggest to this woman to turn around, take off the blindfold, and look, there is literally land right there. And everything could be different by this time tomorrow. So remember, three options to your situation. Apply whichever one it is you wanting to apply, right? Their emotions are going to tell us which of these options we want to tackle. Which one of these options are the ones that we choose. And the most important thing is to stick with your decision. If you are changing it, stick with it. If you are gonna not be okay with not doing anything and keep being in a situation, stick with it. Trust yourself. Even though the third option is probably the best one in this situation, which is to go to a new land, go to new adventures, go towards new people who don't bring you pain. It's easy to say, but it's a lot easier to feel and to it's a lot easier to feel love and joy and being around people that share that with you and bring that out of you instead of people that bring that pain out of you. So you got this, Pisces. We are the world. Yeah, see, this is what we want, right? Nothingness. Beautiful. Okay, cool. So we have the 10 of cups here, the 10 of rainbows. The 10s of each suits are the results of the adventure that has been gone through from the ace through the nines, and the 10 is the result. Right, so imagine this situation, you're leaving all these cups behind, all these things behind, and look at where he's heading towards. He's heading towards a world where everybody actually has their backs. Everybody is sharing that joy and love like we were talking about, and right now it feels like maybe it's felt for a long time that that's not even an option, right? She's blindfolded. It's either this way or that way. But there is a third way. There is always a third way. We are in the 3D, not in the 2D. So think things three-dimensional, because there's always an extra way to go, and there's always more people out there. There's always people that will share your interests, that will share your same love and joy, that will share your perspective, and that challenges you instead of fights you about the things that you want in life, the things that you are thinking in life. It's important to not be surrounded by yes men, right? People that just agree with you no matter what, but people who are going to butt heads with you in a respectful way, in a challenging way, but not in a disrespectful way, because you know what it is you deserve. Nothingness. We got our first major arcana card. So all of these have been minor arcanas. All of these are things that we are in control over. So we are in control over this decision. And then this guy is heading into this toward nothingness, towards the unknown. Maybe that's the scary part. Maybe that's why she put her blindfolded on and said, no, it's got to be either this way or that way. I can't turn around and go a different way, different way that I haven't known. But, that is where we best learn in life, is as when we start charging towards the unknown. That is the point of learning, right? You can't learn things that you've already known. You can only learn new things that you don't know. So charge towards this new unknownness, because the world is pretty big and it's pretty amazing when you look at it in a three-dimensional way. And yeah. All right, so nothingness. I'm going to read this one out of the book. I absolutely love this book. I'm going to try not to set it on fire. Number 5. Nothingness. Being in the gap can be disorienting and even scary. Nothing to hold on to, no sense of direction, not even a hint of what choices and possibilities might lie ahead. But it was just this state of pure potential that existed before the universe was created. All you can do now is to relax into this nothingness. Relax has popped up in this word, in this reading, a lot more times than usual. It's just a note. So all you can do now is to relax into this nothingness. Fall into the silence between the words. Watch this gap between the outgoing and incoming breath, and treasure each empty moment of the experience. Something sacred is about to be born. Buddha has chosen one of the really very potential words, shunyata. The English word, the English equivalent, is nothingness. And it is not as such a beautiful word. That's why I would like to make it nothingness, because the nothing is not just nothing, it is all. It is pure potential. It is vibrant with all possibilities. It is potential, absolute potential. It is unmanifested yet, but it contains all. And the beginning is nature, and the end is nature. So why in the middle do you make such fuss? Why in the middle you become so worried, so anxious, so ambitious? Why create such despair? Nothingness to nothingness is the whole journey. So keyword, relax. Even though you have no idea what's happening. Relax. Oh, Nine of Swords, cruelty. You have no idea what's happening. But look at that. Nine of Pentacles right next to it with gain. Interesting. So even if things are cruel, you are gaining something out of it. So the way I like to see life, honestly, is, you know, instead of thinking of the negative things as injustice or, you know, I gotta get revenge because of that, or, you know, thinking of things negatively, you know. But I mean, those negatives are just as much useful as the positives, right? Take magnets, for example. Magnets couldn't do what they do if it wasn't for the positive and negative, if it wasn't for the attracting and unattracting, you know, the being pulled this way, being pushed away. It's all life. Life is all cruel, life is all gain. It's just movement. You know, when a snake moves, it goes to the right, it goes to the left, it goes to the right, it goes to the left, all while still going forward. And that is us going negative, going positive, going through cruel stuff, going through gaining stuff and then losing it, you know. But it all creates movement. So magnets, huh? See, the situation is just, even though it's a cruel situation, it's just a negative situation. It's just telling you, hey, don't go this way. Go that way now. And it could be a guide, you know, positive, negative. They're both guides. It's not that we want positive things. It's not that we want negative things or don't want negative things or don't want positive things. It's just a movement. And that is seeing things in a three-dimensional way instead of a two-dimensional way. Two-dimensional way is, I don't deserve this, cruel, even though it's just movement. And yeah, life wants some movement out of you, and then it will bring you that special moment that we talked about at the very beginning of the reading. You know, this 10 of Cups. I mean, these are for sure together, you know. And it's there. You just gotta move a little bit. Move with this cruelty that's going on, and then there will be gain at the end, you know. But then you're eventually gonna lose that gain, only because there's a different gain up ahead that you gotta make inventory for. And that's what the nothingness feels like as well, huh? Interesting. It's like like you can't gain the present moment if you don't lose your past experiences, right? If you're stuck, if you want to bring those past experiences with you, you know, all that trauma with you, like you're never gonna reach the next stage. You're never gonna reach the today. You're never gonna be able to see what's going on in your present because you're so stuck on holding on to these old memories. That's why letting go, you know, letting go is good, right? But letting go is kind of a negative word, if you're honest, you know. I mean, how can I let this go? It's mine. That's why we let go. And it's a positive, it's a gain to let go sometimes, right? Every negative has a positive spin to it. Every positive also has a negative spin to it. And it's all just spinning. It's us just, you know, or us on our big globe, big rock that's spinning around another rock, and that sun rock is also spinning against the bigger sun rock, and it probably just goes on like that till till infinity and beyond, right? There's always a third option. Pisces. All right, let's get some last bit of advice from the Office Oracle deck that I created. Beautiful. Beautiful energy. Number 5. This card says, so look out, world, because old Pammy is getting what she wants. and don't call me Pammy. I try to focus by clicking on this instead of the screen up here. That's hilarious. See it 2-dimensionally and 3-dimensionally, and then there was actually a difference when I did it from up here. So inner confidence. Let that inner confidence of yours out. You know, be confident in this unknown. Be confident that you can figure it out in the present moment. Start telling people what you want directly, and if they don't meet these needs, then leave. Because you deserve your needs to be met just as much as everyone else's. 9. There's no road here. Look at that, and it oh my God, and it's right on the nothingness. There is no road here. You are making your own road. Try a different way of doing things. This is literally my card of trying a different way of doing things as well. Right? Michael is literally just following the GPS voice, and clearly he's following it wrong. And clearly, you know, he was making a bad decision, even though he was just following rules, you know. But sometimes you gotta, you know, bring that inner confidence out, make your own rules, and make your own path. There is no one exact way of doing things. There is no exact right way of living life. There's no one right language, right? All these different expressions. There's not one, you know, like a tree. If I call it an árbol, am I wrong? Are you wrong? Neither of us are wrong. We both just call it a different name. Who cares? As long as we can appreciate it for what it is. That's the important part. So have fun, explore, and listen to that heart, that big old heart of yours, Pisces. Because it's gonna take you places, and we don't know where those, and it's good that we don't know where those places are, because that means it's something bigger than ourselves. So let's enjoy it, and let's charge right towards this new adventure, Pisces. I really hope this reading helped. If it did help, please help me as well by leaving a like, a comment, and subscribe if you would like to keep hanging out, as this is a safe place where we try to figure life out together. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.